Have you ever seen a company fall apart after firing the wrong person? I worked for a large multinational company for over 10 years as a system administrator. My job was to keep the manufacturing systems and ERP data flowing in real time. Everything that moved through production depended on it. The funny thing was, the company spent fortunes on unnecessary projects. But when it came to IT, the stuff that actually mattered, they always cried about budget limits. So early on, I decided to build something myself. I was also a software developer, so I wrote a web-based system that handled our data and reports. It was open source, easy to maintain, and it grew into the backbone of the entire manufacturing process. For years, everyone loved it. The system ran flawlessly, updates were simple, and all my previous managers supported me completely. Then came a new boss, someone who wanted to make his mark. Our first conversation set the tone. He looked at my code and scoffed. "You wrote this in that language? That's outdated." I told him it was actively used by Fortune 500 companies. He didn't like that answer. He also demanded I start doing everything through endless paperwork, approvals, reports, status updates, just for basic bug fixes. It got worse. He accused me of running my own company within the company because I managed everything independently. I reminded him that for 10 years, I'd begged for a backup admin and had been denied every single time. He didn't care. Instead, he began stripping away my responsibilities piece by piece. Weeks went by where I had nothing meaningful to do. I sat at my desk, reading documentation, forums, anything to fill time. It was obvious he wanted me out. Then one day, he brought in my so-called backup, a nice young guy, but brand new, barely experienced, and completely unfamiliar with the programming language or the internal structure of the system. I got one day, literally one day, to train him. I told my boss it wasn't enough. He ignored me. The next morning, HR called me in. They said it was my last day, no notice, no transition period. They offered a good severance package, so I took it. What they didn't know was, I'd already been planning to quit soon because of the constant stress. Before I left, I followed company policy. I had my backup delete my user accounts while I watched. That included my main admin account. What I forgot to mention was that all the system documentation was linked to my user account, and the database was configured so that deleting a user without reassigning ownership wasn't allowed through the interface, unless you did it manually. My backup, following my boss's orders, went straight into the database and deleted my account directly. That single command wiped out all access to the documentation. Then, trying to be thorough, he deleted my developer account too, the one labeled "Do Not Delete," without consulting my name. That account handled automated tasks that kept the system running. A week later, my phone lit up. The system had stopped working. Reports weren't syncing. Data wasn't moving. And several production lines were slowed to a crawl. My old coworker messaged me in a panic. "You need to come back and fix this. Management is freaking out." "Sorry," I said. "I don't work there anymore." "But it's your system." "Was my system. I got fired, remember?" He begged me to help, but I explained that I couldn't. I wasn't covered by the company anymore, and if anything went wrong, I could be held personally responsible. He asked if the company could hire me as a contractor. I laughed and told him it would take months of paperwork and approvals. "Sorry," I said, "but your own company rules say I can't touch the system." He sounded desperate. "What should I do?" "Tell the head office exactly what happened," I said. "Tell them your boss made you delete critical accounts without proper training. Let them know you just followed instructions." He actually did. A few days later, my old boss was under investigation. Turns out, he'd broken multiple policies and made other expensive mistakes too. He was fired and blacklisted from the entire corporation. Meanwhile, the system I built was gone for good. They had to rebuild everything from scratch, costing them months of work and a lot of money. As for me, I started a new job with better pay, better people, and zero drama. I forked my open source project under a new name, and it's doing great. Sometimes, when my old coworkers message me, they still mention how chaotic things are over there. I just smile, because sometimes the best revenge is letting arrogance delete itself.